No. Have cards. This is awesome. To everybody behind the scenes, it takes an incredible amount of work to make these things happen. I don't think anyone realizes how many times the rooms changed places, like where you were going and where everything was happening. So to make everything happen is amazing, especially to Richard, who managed to make everything happen and play and sort of deal with everything. I don't know how you do it. Our oppos were amazing. I could not imagine a more pleasurable match in the final. Thank you to Kathy and to Brad and Pam and to Fraser. Now on to these guys. Whoa. Okay, all I can say is that every team has a good mascot. And you know what, guys? Gabby's back!
So I'm quite honoured to celebrate the maiden victory for all these team members, and I've been asked to speak on behalf of them as they're a bit more inebriated than I am. It's composed of 4 top Australian experts who are actually born in Australia and a couple of Kiwis. It is the best Australian team that's ever been sent. And I've had the good fortune of knowing 5 of the 6 members since my days in Youthbridge. So on to the individual members. Paul Gosney. He's played this New Zealand national because he's been banned from Australia for not cheating. He lied about his date of birth to play another youth event. He actually was brought onto this team as a wedding present to Pete and Laura. And got his outfit today from the Salvation Army for $9 million. Next we come on to the emeritus Tony Nunn. Firstly, Tony is better clothed today. Earlier in the Swiss, he came out of bed wearing someone else's clothes in an intoxicated state and subsequently was wisely benched for half of the qualifying with his partner Pete Hollins. It should also be noted that both Paul and Tony, given the recent cheating scandal, are now unofficial world champions. Given in 2011 they came second to the Israelis in the World International Transnationals. Okay, next. Laura and Pete. Well, I am told their marriage has stuck together so they could claim this game all. But, I mean, really, I guess it all came together because of Laura. She dragged Tony Nunn onto the dance floor at some previous bridge event and helped create this team. And onto the Kiwis. Well, I must admit, we're very good in Australia at poaching Kiwis. And Michael Wibley, it is his birthday today, by the way. We're going to obviously be taking Matthew across so we can get to know him better. And all this team was dressed by the Salvation Army. So, in conclusion, I was told that the opposition in the final said about this, to a fellow Australian, that the spirit with which they played the game, and I can testify, given my history with all of them, is that their temperament, demeanour and ethics is impeccable, and I'm incredibly pleased that they've won today.
I'd like to say that I screwed up the thank yous. I meant to mention that it was really good having Viewgraph at this event, and there were a lot of people that made that happen. Susan Humphreys made it happen just generally for BBO. And like, David, wow, I don't know where you are, but you just made it happen in the bar. That was awesome. We were talking about getting, like, the problems of getting semi-finals of the AFL, that's a real thing in Australia, on the TV, and nobody could make that happen.
Yeah, we could.
Hawthorn won, by the way.
Eventually. But David, you made it happen in the bar, and Susan, you made ViewGraph happen, and I think it's a really awesome thing. So good job to everybody behind ViewGraph, and thank you to Steph as well for doing some ViewGraphing.
You don't like his
Michael. Michael's really commenting.